when we last left our heroes. So, I don't know, the most difficult thing about my trek up the mountain was the yetis that I found there. Have you ever encountered yetis?
Oh, fucking yetis, man. Just yetiing all over the goddamn place. I swear to God. If I ever see another fucking yeti.
I mean, like, I used to be scared because I thought yeet was just cool word for yeti, but I was wrong.
No, it's the noise they make.
So, I mean, like, when I reached the mountaintop,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were there, but, like, I declared to the world.
Tell me about it anyway.
I guess I should say, when we reached the mountaintop, that's when I said, universe, I'm still not dead.
And the universe responded, just wait.
And now, Still Not Dead, Part 2. Hello and welcome to
totally
Rose.
Cut that up with some like overlaying music so it sounds like it's from a previous recording.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy shit.
Yeah. So gonna do that.
So stupid. Hello, this is Rose and Blake. I'm Elliot Rose.
And I'm Sadie Blake.
And we are friends in public on audio.
We are. It's true. We've been friends in public many times. Sometimes we're friends when we're not in public either.
Oh, that's the after show. That's the Patreon only. That's the Patreon subscriber bonus.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it's good to come back after, the trek that we went through. So, I mean, it's been a little while. How you doing, Sadie?
Doing all right. How about you, man?
Oh, I have become, I'm becoming like, I'm getting old, but not like a millennial old. Like, I feel like I'm like kind of like boomer old.
Oh no.
Because like I'm nearly 40. Actually, I established 1979. And
nobody did the math on that.
I mean, a boy's got to lie about his age a little bit. And so I've gotten big into the vinyls. It's big into the vinyls and the newspapers and printed
and
magazines. Actually, I don't know how to deal with the internet anymore. Like, I feel like I had a pretty good grasp when I was like,
the internet's.
Oh,
plural.
yes, yeah. No, I used to know it as the web, but now I just refer to it. I just refer to it as the internets because I believe it should have a proper name. I should use the proper name. We're old friends at this point. We haven't gotten closer with age.
I just realized something, and I'm sorry I'm breaking the bit, but like, you say the internets and you sound like an out of touch idiot. Mm-hmm. But British people have been saying maths for centuries.
I mean, like, the only reason that sounds correct is because, like, they have the English accent to go with it. Like, it's just to an American ear, right? This is my idea. This is, like, it's not groundbreaking, but, like, the only thing that sounds, like, stupid in an English accent is the word maths. Just a real dumb way to refer to math, But other than that, everything else they say sounds really clever.
Yeah, no, it's true. Even when what they're saying is really stupid.
Yeah, I really feel like my false bravado slash false profundity would have been like I would have gotten like a +3 to deception if I had an English accent, you know? Like I feel like I could carry it off better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a charisma bonus no matter where you are.
Yes, absolutely. Like cuz I feel like right now I got like NPR voice, right?
For
But
sure.
like
For sure, for sure.
what if I had BBC voice?
Oh, how different this world would be.
Like yeah, BBC voice like okay, here. Let's try to figure this out. Let's workshop this. Okay. What is like most pretentious most pretentious voice, right? Or style of speaking. We have NPR, we have BBC, we have the Queen's English, I'm gonna guess. We we have like continental French, which is like, not Montreal, but like a French speaker speaking English and and like a German speaking English. Like which sounds the most pretentious and which sounds the least pretentious?
Ooh.
I feel like German runs the risk of sounding goofy.
Yeah, German's at the bottom of that list for sure. Like, they can get away with it. They're allowed.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, like right, just whatever dumb stereotypes in my brain, right?
Right. Well, and like, if you like, if you move the slider on German pretentiousness all the way up, you eventually get like Nazi.
Yep,
Or like
100%.
SS sympathizer in a World War II movie. Like that's the cultured German accented English.
It does run. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. It goes from like, kind of fun. We're having a good time to, we're having the worst of times.
Yes, exactly.
So, okay, we're putting German, harmless German,
Just completely harmless. There's
at the bottom of the power ranking.
yeah, bottom of the pretentiousness.
So then, what goes next?
I feel like, what comes next? Oh God, I don't remember all the options.
So it's French, a French speaker, continental French speaker speaking English, NPR
I think that one's
voice.
at the top.
I mean, like, it sounds like somebody who would take you to a villa, right? Or a villa. Like they'd pour you some wine and you'd talk some continental philosophy,
Yeah,
probably
it's like that fucking. That's like that fucking guy in The Matrix talking about swearing in French and how it's like wiping your ass with silk. Like, that's what I think of.
The Merovingian. Yeah.
Like, that's the height of pretentiousness.
Boy, yeah. Okay, so then it comes down to NPR versus BBC as second most.
Yeah. Man, I feel like those two are tied for the middle. Much like you and I in our comedy careers. Just
stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, I feel like as an see, here's what I think, right? Americans think English people sound classy. English people think Americans sound dumb. So therefore I'm going to put BBC over NPR just because of that discrepancy, right? One of us thinks higher of the other's accent, the other thinks lower. Like we both agree on like which one sounds classier, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of an inferiority complex going on there.
Yeah,
there's a bit of like you never quite broke away from your parents sort of thing going on. Like you're still trying to impress your mom. It's been 100 years.
God, like okay, they're like I feel like both of us are going to have some sort of homecomings in the coming months or so. Is there anything more uncomfortable than like being around your family and realizing like
Nope. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't realize there was more to the question.
yeah, it's just like I realize like I can't like watch a movie with my family. Like I just get too annoyed, like I get too worked up. Like I don't know what it is. I'm just like on full tilt annoyed, right? Like the minute that we sit down at like to watch a movie, and like to be fair, my family's never watched a movie together. Like we don't know how to do it. We don't like we're a bunch of cats who are like it's like the Serengeti, right? Like our family is like in the Serengeti, and we all meet at the watering hole for like 10 Mississippi, and then we fucking break away into this. We scatter to do our own hunting, you know. But like, there's this very peculiar thing that I've been noticing as I talk to like more people in our age group when they talk to their parents or whatnot. Like for some reason, like I don't know what it is, but like just I have like no patience for anybody in my family when I talk to them, especially like, you know, like I just like the smallest thing can get me fucking tilted about my family, right? Like it's like they don't even have to like, hey Elliot, how are you? I'm like, oh, you fucking piece of shit. Like I knew you'd ask me that, you know? Like it's my hang up, you know? But like,
Right? God, you're always asking me how I am. Jesus.
I know, right?
Lay off,
like,
Mom.
yeah, it's like, oh, I love you. Okay, I get it. I heard it before. You know?
Care about you and miss you.
You know, and like, but do you ever have that? Like, do you have that feeling?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, like, you know, so like, my little brother, you know, he was, you know, lost trying to find himself. He had an idea for what he wanted to do with his life, and it turned out he wasn't, you know, it kicked into one of his phobias, so he couldn't pursue that, right? And so, you know, the family was like, hey, just so you know, we love you, and we will support you in whatever you do next. And he,
oh, fuck off.
Exactly. Like it was like a Christmas 4 years ago, and you know he was drinking because he likes the sauce, and I like spaghetti sauce. Oh, so stupid.
Straight out of a mason jar.
So, you know, we're at the, you know, he's on the sauce. I'm drinking some marinara, uncut marinara. And, you know, he's like, I'm just so tired of everybody. I was like, right. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult being told like, hey, we support you and love you. He's like, it's just like, I get it. I'm so tired. There's always such judgment about it. I was like, yeah. It's like when people tell you like, hey, whatever you're going to do with your life, we got your back is like the fucking worst thing a person could say to you. You know what I'm saying?
So insulting. I mean, my God.
Right. But it's just like that inborn, it's like that thing like where you're like patience with your family like curdles as soon as like you get out of your family, and then I feel like it wraps back in where you like your family again like when you're in your 40s and 50s, you know.
Yeah, totally. Well, it makes me think a lot of a phrase I read on Captain Awkward that has always stuck with me, which is that like your family knows how to push your buttons because they're the ones that installed them. And so and there are times when a totally innocuous thing like, well, it's your life and it's your decision to make can genuinely be like a fuck you, you know. And other times it's like, I'll support you no matter what.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. Like I remember like when I was like in my mid-20s, like I was visiting my mom, and like we were, you know, like just to like one of my favorite stories about like how close my mom and I are is like I was staying at her house, right? And she goes, do you want to get dinner at like 6:00? I was like, that sounds early, but sure. She goes, okay. Do you want to go to insert name of restaurant here? I was like, sure. She goes, all right, I'll see you there. And then like we both went to our rooms, and then we both left in separate cars to meet at the restaurant.
That's amazing.
Like it was like we both understand like, hey, we're not the way, like, I think, like, my mom and I have come to this understanding where, like, she's kind of a loner and I'm kind of a loner, and like we can get along and we can have a fun time, as long as like it's like you don't mix combustible elements together for too long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you keep them in separate test tubes until you want to like kind of like it's like to be very stupid, it's like Pop Rocks and Coke. Two great tastes that don't go great together.
Right.
I think my mom's I think my mom is my mom the Coke or the Pop Rocks?
I think she's the Coke. That seems like the more stable one.
Yeah,
I don't know
no.
why.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think that's like yeah. I think you're right. Plus and she's big and black too, so I really but like that's just like how that's how we get along. And like my mom called me out when I was like 26 and I was we were hanging out and she goes, you don't have any reason to be as annoyed with me as you are. Like I've done nothing to annoy you. And I took a beat and I was like, you're absolutely right. It's just one of those things where like being around you annoys me. Like I don't know how to deal with I don't know how to reconcile that yet. Right?
So what you're saying is you're so right, and I'm really annoyed by that.
Yes. Do you have anybody in your life like that who you're just like, you're a good person, I can see the qualities that most recommend you, but holy hell, I can't deal with you right now?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think when we were in comedy, there were a lot of folks that were like that. Like Sean Riccio comes to mind. Totally sweet guy. Like, I mean, I feel like he's one of those guys that would like do anything for his friends, assuming he could get out of bed and do it. Like, he's a total sweetheart. I absolutely adore him. But yeah, you talk to him for 5 minutes and you're like, when will the bitter pain of this world end?
Yeah, isn't it weird? Like when you meet somebody and you're like, boy, there is nothing wrong with you, but the fact that you exist and I exist in the same room right now is just the worst thing I can think of.
Right. Like you're an absolutely lovely person. There's, like you said, there's nothing wrong with you, except for the fact that, like, boy, we do not mix.
Like, I think like the most difficult thing is like if like one of your friends, if like a friend's child is like that with you, where you're like, you're like 10, you're just a kid. I have nothing. Like you seem well behaved. You seem like you have a real joie de vivre. And I think it's really great. I think you're cool and inventive. I fucking can't stand this kid. Like.
Yeah. Well, and I've always interpreted that as like, I don't like kids. That must be what that is.
Yeah, I think that's like where it's like I would never bully a child, right? But like a part of me like kind of gets like, oh, so that's why kids bullied me. Like I can like little Lord Fauntleroy over here, like I'm sure like some kids just didn't like the cut of my jib, and we're just like, fucking, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand like
Right.
And they could act on it because they were my age range, right? I don't
Right.
which is I've heard from people that like bullying as a concept that you and I were familiar with and how we grew up, something that we received through generations of the school system is like less than it used to be, which is great, but like
Yeah.
I feel like cyberbullying's so much harder.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, and even before you finish that sentence, I was thinking like, yeah, but kids will always find ways to be shitty to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You
like,
know.
I mean, like there was this really interesting article that I read about I feel like I'm in dangerous territory about mansplaining. This has happened to me once before.
Go on.
I read this really interesting article about like the difficulty that the things that teen girls do to navigate like adolescence and future adulthood, which is like, hey, I'm gonna I have to post a picture of myself, and I have to post it on Instagram, and I have to pick the right photo, and then my friends, the people who like me, have to like big up me, right? Like so cute, right? That sort of thing, and like it like your social score is based on the amount of likes you get, right?
Right.
Holy shit! Like
That sounds fucking exhausting.
right. Like
Oh my, thank God Instagram didn't exist when I was a teenager. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
I mean, like, I would have been like, did you ever see American Beauty?
Oh yeah.
I would have been that kid who like posted a picture of like a flying plastic bag and like, is this not art? Like fucking booze. Like they would have just been like, no one would have liked it. They'd be like, I hate this kid even more. I was like, it dances with me. It's like, oh, okay.
All right, you fucking weirdo.
I know, like on my personal YouTube, it's just like flying bags. Like I would have totally like. I feel like I would have sucked at like the world that kids are inheriting. Like I would not have been able to navigate it. Like I'm too like I'm too camera averse. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, now that is interesting. And it does make me wonder, because like, would it be different if you grew up immersed in that world though? Because like, you and I both grew up in a world where like a camera was a separate thing you had to buy just because it was a camera. It didn't come attached to anything else. Like if you were buying a camera, it was just a camera. There was no, like I remember the first time I saw a phone with a camera in it and I was like, holy shit. Oh my God, we figured it all out, you guys. Nowhere to go but up from here.
To the moon. No, like, yeah, I mean, like, there's this video that my mom used to have of, like, it was taken in the early 90s. And, we were all together, my family, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, and, people from the Catholic church that we went to. And like I think it was like a birthday or something, and like my mom was like, Elliot, here's smile for the camera, and I looked at it, and like you see this horror just wash across my face as I immediately run behind my grandma's leg, and my mom, and like you see this, you have the shot with like my grandma's leg here, and like my fucking giant head hiding behind her. And she goes, just say hi. I was like, no, in like a little in like a little boy voice, And so like, yeah, I think you're right. Like it was like, I think like I think because like it was like, oh, that's a weird thing that I've never seen before. I am a coward, and I am going to get away from, this new stimuli, right? This new stimulus,
right. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I have this very like I think about like you watched Bo Burnham's Inside, right?
Yes, so good.
I think about this line, welcome to the internet, right? What is it? See a man beheaded, get offended, see a shrink. Show us pictures of your children, tell us every thought you think. Right, and that show us pictures of your children. And I'm like, boy, that does feel sinister. Like when I think about it, that feels real sinister. Like my eldest niece is a little bit too old. She wasn't there at the start, right? Facebook didn't yet like there aren't pictures of her directly from when she was like a fresh baby, right? Freshly out of the oven, right? But like my other nieces and nephews, like their entire life begins like like the minute that they're born, right? They're posted on, whatever social media app, the social media app of your choice, right?
Right.
And holy shit, that's so, like, that is overwhelmingly sinister, I feel like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it absolutely is. Like, yeah, if somebody wanted, and actually this has come up at work a couple of times where, like, we've had a few people who were going on maternity leave, and so we've done like baby shower games, and they were like, bring in a picture of yourself as a baby and we'll try to guess which coworker is who. Which, like, guess what? When you have a team of mostly white women and there's like one dude, one black lady, and one lady over the age of 40, that game gets real awkward real fast. But anyway, and I realized at this point that, like, I could probably dig up baby pictures of myself, like, if I got in touch with my folks. I'm sure they still have those. Mm-hmm. And, like, maybe I know there have been some pictures of me as, like, a younger girl put up on Facebook. Mm-hmm. But, like, there are not many baby pictures of me out there, and that's fine with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to, like, yeah, something about putting that all online and leaving it completely outside of that kid's control, especially as they grow out of being a baby and into being like a child and then a preteen and then a teenager, it's kind of like at what point does that kid get to, like, have control over the photos that are out there, not to mention the narrative of their life. I mean, it's not just pictures that people are posting, but like stories and rants about their family and kids and whatever is going on in their life. And like, like I have never, I don't know if my mom keeps a journal, but even if she did, I certainly would have no idea what's in it. And that is fine. Like, I don't need to know that she thought I was a little shit at the age of 5. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do know that, but I don't need to, like, have proof.
Right. Like, I don't need to go through her timeline and be like, oh, here's what the first time she said out loud, God, you're such a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, that's the right to privacy laws in Europe, I think, or the continent, as I prefer to think of it.
God. But can you say it with a French accent?
Fuck. Only with a pep. Ooh, you can.
Only once. That's never gonna happen again.
Boy, that went down. I'm not gonna lie, that went down smooth.
Gross.
No, it just sounded good. Because I was going to tell you that I could only do it in Pepe Le Pew style, and he's problematic. Like, I can't, like,
Yeah, maybe, but I still need to hear it.
Okay, so the continent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Le continent.
Not bad.
Didn't go down as smooth as yours, but I don't know. Also,
don't sell yourself short.
Also, was not Pepe Le Pew adjacent, so I'm very thankful for that.
Fair.
Yeah. It would be yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, that's actually a really good point. Like, the narrative of your life changes, right? Like, because you that's a really good point that you bring up. Like, you don't have control. Like, as a child born now, they don't have control of the narrative of their life until baby's first Facebook, right? When they're
right
13 and they get they go online for the first time, and then they can fucking, be moody or be, like, I'm into the darkness or whatever. But, like, all until then, like, it's not theirs to control, at least in America, my home of the whatevers. But yeah, I mean,
Land
like,
of the whatever and home of the who gives a shit.
proud to be, proud to be. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, so, so just thinking about like when I look at my like nieces and nephews, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like I wouldn't trade the time that I grew up for the time that you're growing up. Also, the fact that like, hey, your life is beginning at the beginning of the end of the world. Like we had this like
Oh man.
our generation had this like really brief respite where it's like, hey, 90s cartoons, Nickelodeon, have fun before all the shit settled. Like before
So true.
before the avalanche of shit just came rolling down, right?
Rolling down the mountain.
Which is coincidentally how we got down that mountain. We just rolled down with the pile of shit.
Yeah. It's the environmental cost of tourism.
You son of you know. But like, yeah, that like these kids, holy shit, like that's like their start point. Like, oh man, that sucks so bad. Like my friend has, he has a daughter who's 5 and a son who's 2, and we were reminiscing about like, I remember the 90s, and he was the one that brought up like, hey, like our good years were like at the start of our life. Like my kids don't have that yet. Like they don't have like the golden age that they'll look back on. Like Oof. It is just like, it's like, hey, welcome to the world global pandemic. That's your starter pack, right?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, maybe that means it'll be uphill from here.
I mean, like considering the
maybe fact, though, maybe it'll be good though. Is the thing though?
I'd be like, yeah.
Just be cool for once in your life.
But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I would not trade at all and I would not trade like when my life began for like when these kids' lives began, because like the world that they're inheriting sucks, and like we've like I saw this meme. That's how our generation communicates.
Yeah,
I saw this meme, and it's of that Ben Affleck when he's just like, he has his head tilted up and his eyes closed, and he looks exhausted, and he has like a cigarette between his fingers, and it's like It looks like you're catching him in like mid exhale, right? Like fuck, like that sort of exhale. And it says the little, the bottom text is like millennials when the 8th world changing event happens.
No. Oh, it's so true though.
Yeah, it's not wrong though, is the thing though, and I hate it though. Because like it was like that thing where it's like, man, like I remember like, for me, right, because at the start of our life, it was like, hey, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. It's like, I that barely registers, but like I remember like watching 60 Minutes and like seeing that and be like, I don't know what any of this is, and I don't give a shit.
I'm 5. I don't know what's happening.
Fast forward to like I remember like the first big thing for me. Well, actually, it was it was the earthquake, but the like on a American level was like oh shit, the shooting, Dylan Kobold.
Columbine?
Thank you. Holy shit! Yeah,
did you say Dylan Kobold?
I did. I've never known how to say his name, and so like
Klebold.
Fuck.
I like Kobold better though.
Like a little pissant.
Just a little fucking lizard with a gun.
but like I remember Columbine, and you were actually in the state of Colorado when that went down. That
Yep.
must have been insane.
Yep. I had friends who like knew kids at that school.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like welcome to high school. This is your first year. It's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah.
Because then we closed out our high school career with 9/11.
Yep.
And it was like tits. Like
Like, well, all right.
nothing's ever going to exactly. Oh, nothing's ever going to be the same. Nice.
Nice. But hey, now we've pulled out of Afghanistan. We finally wrapped that one up.
Hey, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 6 years. It's like, hey, remember the Great Depression? Here's the sequel. It's like,
You want some
cool.
more of that? Idiot.
Neat. This is the worst, isn't it?
Cool. At least we'll have a president who will pull us out of it again, right? Guys, right? Bailing out the banks, huh? All right. Okay. No, that's fine.
And
I
then
didn't want a New Deal anyway. Sounds dumb.
New deals are out, old deals are in. And then fast forward, it's like, like actually maybe like a Nazi. We're actually gonna like get him in charge. It's like, oh, that sounds like the worst possible idea. Yeah, but own the libs, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then, and then the coup de grace. Hey, remember the Spanish flu? No, not at all. Well, now you get your chance to. Like, where you. And then an insurrection in January 6th. You're like, man, boy, the hits just keep coming, don't they?
Fucking A. Well, it kind of makes me wonder if, like, if there's any chance that, like, things felt this chaotic for, like, the generations before us, like our parents' generation and our grandparents' generation, and just, like, as time has gone on, like, only the much bigger stuff is stuck around in the sort of collective history. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like World War II, yeah, and like Iran-Contra, maybe, sure, and then, but there were like all these little things along the way that just sort of got lost in the noise.
Stagflation.
But it doesn't feel like it, though. Like, I feel like electing a Nazi and a global pandemic are pretty fucking big things that I think history's gonna remember.
No, I mean, like, yes. I mean, like, I guess you can make the argument that, like, after World War II, prosperity, then you reach, like, 10 years after that, like 14 years after that. And, of course, this is, like, white history, right? Of course.
Sure, yeah.
It's much more tumultuous if you're a person of color in that interim. But then, like, hey, Kennedy got killed. Okay. Assassination. Beatles. Then civil rights. Mm-hmm. Then Man on the Moon. Mm-hmm. That closes out the decade, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think MLK's assassination was in there somewhere, but I'm not super strong on historical timelines.
You're right. MLK assassination, civil rights, Bobby Kennedy's assassination. Like that's very big too. Mm-hmm. But it kind of feels. I
still think
like
we win.
That feels like localized, right? Like that's local to America, which you can say that America is the world, at least at that point, right? Like. But like global pandemic, financial crash that affects the world, Nazi, Twin Towers falling, like those, I feel like those are all timers.
Yeah. Well, and I think like maybe the Twin Towers falling is more America specific, but certainly the
wars that we enacted
complete
because of
overreaction it kicked off. That's definitely global.
And like the thing is, like there's no feel good in the middle of that. Like there is no hey, civil rights, great advance. Like you can say like gay marriage, and like that is certainly big and important and vital.
Yeah. That's also the first and only thing that came to my mind. So.
Oh shit!
Did we get any other W's in there? Like,
it feels like world history's been a bunch of L's and desperately seeking W like that. And then we got George W instead. God damn it!
Not the W I was looking for.
But no, I feel like this is. Oh, and not to mention like the overarching dread to like the existential crisis of humanity itself, global warming.
Right.
You know, climate change. You know, like that's the big bruiser in the background, which is like, oh yeah, have your fun now, I guess. But don't forget, uninhabitable Earth is coming up. That's like next on the dock.
Right. It's like Thanos just sitting back and watching the Avengers fight with, like, fucking...
Ultron?
I was going to say Ultron, but I think even Ultron is, like, too big a threat in comparison to, like... It's like Thanos kicking back and watching the Avengers, like, bicker over a card game.
Yeah, I mean, considering that it was, what... We had a run of 99 to 100 degree days in beautiful Seattle, Washington. I'm like, that's not normal, but it's quickly becoming normal.
Yeah, it got up to 112, the highest it's ever been in Seattle. Period.
Holy shit! You know. So it feels like, like I found this YouTube thing called like doomer music, and I've been like listening to that, where it's just like it's basically like popular songs slowed down,
Nice.
Because it's like, oh yeah, this is like, it's 'cause I'm a creep, like that sort of like.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is kind of like my vibe right now. Like, who knew that 16-year-old me was right? The world is bullshit and we're all going to die. Like,
I'm going to have to get in touch with Leah and Gordon because they have a friend who made an album based on that concept of just like, taking like the peppiest, most inoffensive pop songs that are out there and making them as depressing as possible. And there is a rendition of I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson on there that I, number one, did not recognize till it got to the chorus. And number two, it made me want to fucking cry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was so depressing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, I am for real.
I am for real. Yep.
Never meant to make your daughter cry.
Yeah.
I apologize a trillion. Oh my God, I can imagine that just really slowed down.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just slowed down, but it's like acoustic and vocals and so fucking sad.
Yeah, I mean that's a great chorus to like make sad, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like making like Mr. Blue Skies very sad. No, I don't know. It's fucking. I don't know how to deal with like. I feel like did you ever watch Old Country for Old Men? No Country for Old Country for Old Men.
Country for No Men.
The future is.
That's going to be the name of my memoir.
Yeah, the future is female. But did you ever see that movie?
I'm not sure. I feel like I might have, but I also might be confusing it with like 3:10 to Yuma or something.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. I've never seen 3:10 to Yuma.
But I don't know which one it was I saw.
But there's this line where Tommy Jones's character says, "I feel overmatched," and I was like, "Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about the whole world all the time. Like I feel like just completely overmatched by it." you know?
Yep.
And like it's this weird thing where like I feel like human beings weren't built to be aware of all concurrent tragedies happening at once, because I feel like my empathy just kind of like burns itself out and I can't fucking deal with it, right?
Yep.
I'm just like, I'm in shutdown mode, because like the moment that I like read the newspaper, I'm like, oh shit, everything's bad. Okay. Right?
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. It's very difficult, I think, to navigate what it is to be alive. You know?
Yeah.
But like, but I don't know. Like there is like cause for joy and rebirth, right? Like there are things to look forward to, you know? Like,
sure. Sorry, that was a little like forced cheerful, wasn't it?
a smidge. It sounded like somebody that you were trying to talk off a building. Like the way that you would respond when they're like, everything will be okay, right? Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Sure.
Great. Of course. Just please climb down from there. Note to self, modulate tone.
You know, like, yeah, I think like instead of going straight soprano, go to mezzo soprano.
Sure. No, that's still not it. Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, now it's suspicious, right?
Now it's uncertain. Oh no.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so like, I mean, like, I don't know. I think like it's one of those things where like I've come to the point where I'm thinking like you just got to pick your lane and you just got to be there. Don't try to be a dickhead to people, right? Don't say that the other people's like challenges are less important than your own. But realize that like you can actively care about a number of things and you can actively work towards a number of things, but trying to like be like universally putting your whole ass in everything, like I think that's just a bit too, that's beyond the human animal, right?
Right. Like everyone's got a whole ass one or two things. We can't have everyone like quarter assing 50 things.
Right. Yeah. Like, you know, like the thing that I like, you know, and there is like a real joy. Like I find this exciting, right? Which is just like the thing that I like my cause celeb when I was a kid that was like met with you know, I was gonna say tarnation, consternation, and was you know, I guess I got Looney Tunes in the brain because I was thinking Foghorn Leghorn. I'll say, ugh. Well, you've heard me. I can do I can do a Southern accent, but it's like a Texas accent.
Yeah.
But like my cause celeb when I was in college was gay rights, gay marriage, right? I was like, that's the thing that I'm gonna fucking really hammer home.
Right. And this is the hill I will die on.
Right. And like I was really proud because like, and I thought everybody who didn't believe in it was like a fucking bigot, which they are. But like
Spoiler alert.
And you should get this spoiled if you are somebody who doesn't believe that. But then like it's really cool because like this thing that I put my whole ass in is just accepted, you know, by people who are younger than me. Like they don't like, it's not insane that I would be like, hey kids, just to see how cool ol' L is, I believe that gay people should get married if they want to. And I'm like, yeah, I mean like yeah, of course.
Like, obviously.
Yeah, it's like, no, but okay, hold on. Let me put this in historical context. Like, I don't give a shit, old man. Like, the world's burning. Do you not realize? Like, you don't need to litigate the things that we all accept. I was like, but that thing made me cool, you see?
Yeah,
Like,
well, and I also believe that dogs should have floppy ears and wily tails. What's your fucking point, old man?
I know! Like, that's exactly what it is. You know? And it's good that I'm outdone, right? It's good that I'm like, that
Totally.
that my thing is no longer a thing, except to the worst of us. But like, you know,
Right.
it's showing like, oh, I'm getting I'm getting outdone. Like the future, like the future is happening, and I'm like, I'm trying to celebrate. Like, I'm trying to celebrate when I was on the vanguard, which I'm no longer a part of. Right.
Right.
I can't wait until like I tell people like, hey, I was for universal health care before it was cool.
Right.
And people are like, yeah, people should get health care, because like they need it. I was like, right, no, but you'll never believe that like until I was 83,
People
Americans
had to pay
did.
for that shit.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah.
But Elliot, you're in heaven. You died when you were 76. You couldn't afford health insurance. I'm like, damn it. Like that's like that would be fun in a Twilight Zone sort of way. But I don't know what is something that you are looking forward to in the coming weeks and months?
Ugh. Shit, man. I don't know. Like, I got a lot going on.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just trying to fucking survive it right now, man.
Yeah, you're in like the middle of the storm.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing you again.
That I am looking forward to as well. Absolutely.
See, like whenever anybody asks me something like that, I always just think, gotta find like the smallest thing. The smallest thing, which is the most important to me, right? Like that's all I think of. Like, what do you like? I hate the relationship question. Like, what are you thinking about right now?
Right?
Where it's just like, oh boy, like if you want to know, I'm still thinking about like what a piece of shit Pepe Le Pew is.
Right? Or like, what would chairs look like if our knees bent the other way? Which is a stumper that my grandfather used to ask me all the time, and it took me years of thinking about this to realize chairs would look exactly the same. We would sit on them differently. Right? And when I figured that out, I was like, I'm the smartest motherfucker in the world.
So then we would just have the back against our chest.
No. Like if your knees bent the other way, then as you sat down, the bottom of your feet would go up towards your face. So we would just have like divots in the table to rest our legs in. I know, right? It's ghastly.
I like the word ghastly there. Yeah, I mean, like, that is a stumper. For some reason my mom's gotten on this thing where she sends me like just corny jokes via text. So she sent me this one, and let's see. I guessed it. Let's see if you can guess it. Okay, and it's not a riddle. It's just a joke.
Okay. You know how I feel about riddles.
I know this is not a riddle. It's just very. I'm bad at riddles. I'm very bad at riddles. I got this one. What do you call seagulls who live in the bay?
Bagels.
Bingo bango. Binjo banjo. So she sends that sort of thing, and it's like it's a very cute new era for my mom. Where she's just like, I'll do it. I'll fucking do dumb jokes now. Who gives a shit? Like,
nice.
I think it's
all
like
the dad jokes you never got as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, exactly. Like it is. Yeah. So she's just like sending them my way now. I'm hoping like I'm hoping that when I'm that age, like, I just pick a weird lane. I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna do. I told you like what my hypotheses for like what my thing is gonna be.
Can't remember if you did.
If I live in a house with a second floor, my plan is to have my reading room right by the second floor window that faces the street.
Okay.
And so whenever I hear kids playing out in the yards, like just appear in the window, and then when they leave, I disappear, or when they like turn away, just disappear.
Oh, right. I do now vaguely remember it was some sort of Boo Radley shit.
Yes, and you exactly said Boo Radley.
Damn it.
You know, I just like want to I want to freak out normies until my very last. You know,
that's fair.
But like I don't know. Yeah, I think like I guess like the intent of this. I think about Mabim Bam, and like the reason that Mabim Bam got started, right? Mm-hmm. Which was so that the brothers could communicate with each other, even though they had moved to different states, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they no longer lived in West Virginia, right? And so like I think like part of what's important to me about Rose and Blake and this project is that it will be an excuse for you and me to talk.
Yes.
Because we are both excellent at not being particularly communicative. And then whenever we do hang out, we're always like, boy, we should do that more. We're very good at it. And we're like, yeah, we defo should. And then it's like, hey, 6 months later, oh shit, right?
Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're just texting each other weird jokes that nobody else gets. Like, when God closes a door, though, he opens a window. It's the thing, though.
Whenever Guy closes a door, though, he opens a window, though, is the thing, though. What if it was
all things are possible through Guy, though, is the thing, though.
And I really think like that is the thing, that if this podcast teaches you anything, it is that all things are possible through Guy, though, is the thing, though.
Our Guy is an awesome guy. That one's my favorite.
What was it? What was it? The words. But we live forever through Guys.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
Me got this. Too. It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of Guy. The grass withers.
The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our Guy endures forever. I am the Lord, your Guy.
Oh my God, that God sells timeshares.
For sure.